then consonant, then E, or letter O, then consonant, then E, or letter U, then consonant, then E. So here we have to know that when I have the final E or the magic E, when it comes to the word in the same way as it's shown here, where I have a vowel, consonant, then the final E, I say the name of the letter. I no longer say the short sound of the letter A. I do not say, for example, that. No, because I have the final E, now I say the name of the letter. What is the name of the letter which is before letter T? It is A. So I say D, A, day, date. Okay, so let's read now the list of words that I have. First I have date. Second one is L, A. This is long A. K, lake. Next I have skate, sk, a, t, skate. Now I have plane, pl, a. Do you hear the long A sound? Plane. And next I have grade, gr, a, d, grade. Now for the long I sound, I have, for example, fine, f, I, n. I have the long I sound, fine. Next one I have life, l, I, long I sound, because I have the final E, life. After that I have the word rice, rice. Now why do I say the S and not K? Because I have letter C, next to it I have letter E, so that's why I say it pronounced as S and not K. So this one is rice, R-I-S, rice. Next I have the word wise, wise, W-I. Do you hear the long I sound? I'm not saying I for igloo, no, I'm saying I, W-I-S, wise. The last word is smile, sm-I-L, smile. Now for the long O, I no longer say as an octopus, no, I say O. For example, rose, R-O-S, rose. Or globe, gl-O. Do you hear the O? Globe. Or smoke, sm-O-K, O. I'm saying the long O sound. Now the word come, even though that it follows the rule, O, then consonant, then E. However, the pronunciation of the word come, I do not say, for example, comb. No, it is come. I say come. Okay, so this one we can say that it does not follow the rule of pronunciation. The last one I have used. Use, when I put D, becomes in the past, so it is pronounced as used. Now that we have learned how to read these words, it's time to learn their meanings. What do we mean by date? For example, the date is a day on the calendar. So this is a date. A date is any day on the calendar. Next, I have lake. Lake. This is a lake. This is a picture of a lake. Next, I have skate. Skate. This is skate. The girl is skating. This is the word skate. Next, I have the word plane. Plane. This is a picture of a plane. 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 Next, I have the word grade. For example, next year you will be in grade 4. This is a grade. Let's move on. I have now the words fine and life. Fine. So sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad. If someone is asking you, how are you doing? What do you say? I am fine. You hide your sad face and then you just smile. So say, I am fine. And the next word is the word life. I put here a picture of how life goes on. I have here a parent, mother, father, and their baby. Okay, and this is what we can call life. So next I have rice and wise. So rice is what we eat. It's a type of food. This is the word rice. And wise means someone who knows, someone who has a lot of knowledge, someone who can give advices. We call him, he's a wise person, like this owl. Next I have the word smile and rose. So smile has the long I sound, and this is the word smile. It's a picture of a smiley emoji. And the next one is the word rose. Rose comes with long O, rose. I'm still in long O. I have now the words globe and smoke. So globe, this is a globe. Okay, as you can see, this is the planet Earth. And the second one is smoke. So smoke comes from fire, for example. Okay, this is smoke. Next I have come and used. So come is like when you point to someone to come to you, and used, for example, this is a picture of used books. So what do we have now? Now that we learn our words, we know how to read them, we know what rule they follow, and we know their meanings. It's now time to practice, or practice using them in sentences, or practice using them according to their definition. After the practice, we're going to watch a video about our lesson. Now it's time to practice. Here are the words that we need to use them. In the question below, we have date, lake, skate, plane, grade, fine, life, rice, wise, smile, rose, globe, smoke, come, and used. Now here they say write the spelling word that belongs with each group of words below. Number 1, I have puddle and pond. Which word from the word bank belongs to this group? It's the word, it's in the first column. So what is this word? Is it date or lake or skate? It is the word lake. Number 2, I have the words jet and rocket. Jet and rocket. So which word goes with this group? It's in the second column. Is it plain or grade or fine? Of course, it is plain. Number 3, I have flames, ashes. Flames and ashes. Which word belongs to this group? Flames and ashes come from fire. So if you look at the last column, you can see here I have smoke, come, or used. Which word belongs to this group? It is the word smoke. Number 4, I have the words clever, smart. Which word belongs to this group? When someone is clever and smart, you can look at the third column. I have life, rice, wise. So it is the word wise. Number 5, I have map and atlas. Which word belongs to this group? If you look in this column, number 4, you have smile, rose, and globe. So which one belongs to this group? It is the word globe. We are still in our phonics practice using the same words, but here in this section, write the spelling word that completes each sentence. Sentence 6. The bride had one bright red what in her hand? What does what do usually brides hold in their hands? They hold roses, right? So the answer here is rose. Number 7. Dad blank the rake to clear the leaves. So here I have to add a verb, okay, because this is the subject. After the subject I need to add a verb so I can have a complete predicate. So dad, what do we say? Dad used, he used the rake to clear the leaves. Number 8, do you know today's what do you think we're asking about? We're asking about the date. Do you know today's date? Number 9, when I'm happy, I always have a what on my face? When you're happy, what do you do? What happens to your face? You smile. Excellent. Now, number 10, where is the third what classroom? Where is the third grade? We're talking about the grade. Where is the third grade? Number 11, the weather was just what for a picnic? What do we say? The weather was just, now I used lake. Can I say skate in this sentence? No. I used the plane. Can I say fine? The weather was just fine for a picnic? I think yes, it is correct. Fine is the answer. I'm going to cross Y's because we used it, and globe and smoke. Number 12, he broke the front wheel on his what? What do you think? Which one of these words could be something with a wheel? Is it come? No. Is it life or rice? Of course no. Fine, we already used it. Is it a skate? Yes, of course, it is skate. Number 13, she gave a report about what in the desert? About, I have now life and rice and come. So she gave a report about life in the desert. Number 4, I helped make a bowl of what and beans? It's something related to food, and I have the word rice that goes in this sentence. Number 15, will you blank to my house on Saturday? So it's like someone is visiting you, right? So it is come. Will you come to my house on Saturday? Now this is the end of our phonics practice. So now it's time to watch the video of the week.
How do people from different cultures contribute to a community? These Native American dancers are sharing a traditional dance from their culture at the Long Beach Powwow in Long Beach, California. People can also share their culture's traditional foods. People in the community can learn about another culture while enjoying a delicious meal. There are many ways people from different cultures can contribute to their community, like the Chinese dancers in this parade. They are having fun sharing their culture with their community.
So now we're going to start with our vocabulary list. This is our vocabulary list. I have the word admires, admires, classmate, classmate, community, community, contribute, contribute, practicing, practicing, pronounce, pronounce, scared, scared, and the last word is tumbled, tumbled. So try to read these words by yourselves. It's very important that you know how to read them. That's why I repeated each word twice. And try to think of the meanings before you move on in the video. Maybe you know the meaning of any of the word. You can share the meanings with your sisters, brothers, or your parents. Now let's move on to their meanings. First, I have the word admires. When someone admires something you have done, he or she likes it. For example, I admire your writing paragraphs, the ones that you sent me. I admired You're writing paragraphs, your paragraphs. It means I like them a lot. This is another sentence. My family admires my good test grades. So as you can see here in the picture, there's this girl and her family, probably her mother and grandmother, or sister and mother, and they are looking at her with love. They like her work, so we can use the sentence, my family admires my good test grades. So this one is the word admires. Next, I have the word classmate. This is an easy word, classmate. A classmate is someone who's in your class at school. For example, Don and his classmate Maria always eat lunch together. So a classmate is a friend, but he's in the same class with you in the school. That's the one we call a classmate. Okay, you may have another type of friends, for example, your neighbor, your cousin. Okay, this can be a friend, but it's not a classmate. A classmate is someone in the class with you at school. Is a friend in the class with you at school. We call him a classmate. Now let's watch this small video.
Classmate. A classmate is someone who is in your class at school.
Okay. Now we have the word community. A community is a place where people live, work, and play together. For example, many people in my community work together. So here, a community, it's a place where you live. That's your community. The neighbors next to you, and maybe the school down the street, or the hospital, or the restaurant. Okay, this one we call it a community. Next, I have the word contribute. When you contribute something, you give money or help. For example, mom will contribute a cloth to people who can use them. So when you contribute something, it means kind of you donate something, you give something. It can be an item, or it can be money, or it can be also help. You may help others, okay? Like give them a service or something. For example, I know many teachers who teach students in their community, teach kids in their community for free, just because their parents cannot afford to hire a private tutor. Move on now to the word practicing. Practicing. When I am practicing, I do something again and again. So when you practice, you repeat the same thing over and over again. We call it practicing. For example, Kyle has been practicing and now he can play lots of songs. Next, I have the word pronounce. Pronounce. When you pronounce a sound, you say the sound correctly. So to pronounce something, it means to say it in the right, to say the sound of that word or of that letter correctly. Now, pronouncing differs from spelling. When you spell a word, you say the letters of that word. But when you pronounce, okay, you say the sound that that letter makes, or the sound of that word. It means you say the word correctly. You say it, you speak it out correctly. In spelling, you say the word letter by letter. For example, I have this sentence: Cindy can pronounce her name in another language. So this is pronunciation, or pronounce.
Pronounce. When you pronounce a word, you say the sound correctly.
Next, I have the word scared. When you are scared, you are afraid of something. This is the word scared. For example, our dog hides during a storm because he is scared.
Scared. When you are scared, you are afraid of something.
Now I have the word tumbled. Tumbled. When I lost my balance, I tumbled and fell. For example, the ripe tomatoes tumbled out of the big basket onto the ground. So tumble, in another word, it's like when you lose your balance and then you fall down. This is the word tumble. So now we're going to practice using these words and practice their definitions, and after that we will move on to our reading lesson. Follow the instructions written below. Choose the best answer. This is the definition. Say the sound of a word. So which word is it? Whisper, mumble, yell, or pronounce? Which word means say the sound of a word? The sound. Is it whisper, or mumble, or yell, or pronounce? And the answer is pronounce. That's correct.
Fantastic!
Number 2. So we're going to click on next. To be afraid. Definition: to be afraid. Which word means to be afraid? Is it scared, or brave, or happy, or shy? It is the word scared.
Good job!
Now, which word means to fall in a clumsy way? To fall in a clumsy way. Is it hop, or skip, or run, or tumble? Which word means to fall in a clumsy way? It means when you lose balance and then you fall. It is the word tumble.
Excellent work!
Someone in the same class at school. Which word means someone in the same class at school? Is it classmate, or a friend, or partner, or sister? And the answer is friend. Nope. The answer is classmate, because it's a friend.
Great job!
Now we have to fill in the blanks. Timothy always blank the paintings when we visit the museum. So which one goes in this blank? Timothy always ignores, or gives, or reads, or admires. Of course, admires. It means
Good job!
Everyone in our what sent flowers and food when mom was sick. So everyone in our community, country, bus, or house. And the answer is community. Everyone.
Fantastic.
In our community. Joe spent the whole evening blank math problems for his exam. So what did Joe do? Was he ignoring the math problems, losing math problems, practicing math problems, or knowing math problems? Of course, the answer is practicing, especially in math.
Fantastic!
We plan to what? Use the cloth to the homeless shelter. What do we do with our used cloth? Do we wash them? Contribute them? Community or fold? We plan to contribute used cloth.
Excellent work.
Now that we have finished practicing the vocabulary words, let's move on to our lesson. The genre of our lesson is narrative nonfiction. So the title of this lesson is Room to Grow. Now the thing that we need to focus on is our essential question, which is how do people from different cultures contribute to a community? So now I can predict that In this video, we're going to talk about a family who's a foreign family who came from a different country, and probably they are going to add something from their culture and tradition to Portland. So let's start reading. Now this one here is a heading, okay, a spring in the city. So this is the heading of this section. So it's like a title of this section, Spring in the City. My name is Kiko Sato. Last spring, my family and I moved from the country to the big city. Our new home in Portland had no yard. You all know that houses in the cities, they have no gardens or front yard. There wasn't even a tiny plot of land. So Mama made an indoor garden. First, she and Papa planted seeds in pots. Then they hung them from hooks. Next, they crammed plants onto shelves. Green vines tumbled over desks. Soon our house had plants everywhere. At first, I was scared to start school. I was afraid no one would be my friend, but I soon met a classmate. Jill Hernandez and I were practicing reading aloud one day. She helped me say her last name, and I helped her pronounce mine. The next day we were best friends. Jill spent lots of time at my house. So from the beginning of this lesson, we can see that the author or the writer of this text had many issues regarding moving to a new place. One of them is that there is no any yard, there is no any plot of land, there's no place for them to grow plants. And also the girl, she's scared to start school because she was afraid that no one will be her friend. So now here, let's review the vocabulary words. Here I have tumbled. Now tumbled, we learned in the vocab that it means to fall down, but here in the sentence it means that the green vines they grew over the shelves. Okay, that's the meaning of tumbled. It means they are now dangling from the shelves down, okay, over desks. The word scared means afraid. The word classmate is a friend in a class. And the word practicing, it means that Jill and Kiko were practicing reading. It means they were repeating the reading lesson. And the word pronounce, as we said, it means to say the word correctly. An idea for a garden. One afternoon, Jill and her mother came to visit Mama and Papa and me. First, they saw our beautiful potted plants. Jill's mother said, "Jill admires your indoor garden. She has told me so much about it." So admires, it means likes. We all sat down while Mama served tea. First, she put the green tea into the tea bowl. Then she added hot water and stirred. She handed the bowl to Jill's mother and bowed. Now this is very important. The mom, she bowed out of respect. It means that she respects her guests, and that's why she bowed. Second paragraph or second part. My mother taught me how to make tea, said Mama. She also taught me how to plant a traditional Japanese garden. This takes us back to our essential question. How do people from different cultures contribute to a community? Now we are going to learn how Kiko's family, her mom and her dad, helped the community in Portland. Okay, one thing that taught is the past of teach. Teach means now and present, and taught is in the past. I learned to make the most of a small compact space. All of a sudden, Jill's mother smiled. Can you help us with a project? She asked. Our community wants to plant a garden. Our plot is very small. There is so much we want to grow. So this is the problem with the community. They do not have enough space to grow plants. They have very small plot. Very small plot, it means available space that they can grow plants. Papa looked at Mama and they both bowed. Yes, they said. A garden grows. First, we had a meeting with the community. Everyone agreed to contribute. Some people brought. Brought is the past of bring. So bring, this is in present, or this is the main verb, and in the past becomes brought. They brought seeds, tools, and dirt. Then the next day we met and started our garden. Papa built long open boxes. Next, we filled them with dirt. The tallest box went close to the back wall. The boxes got shorter and shorter. The shortest box was in the front. All the plants will get sunlight without making shade for the others, Mama said. So this is how they are going, or this is how they solve the problem of a small plot. They are going to plant, or they planted the seeds in boxes, and they did some sort of steps, like big boxes on the top, on the first or next to the wall. In front of them they made the smaller boxes, and then after that next to them another smaller boxes. It's like stairs, you can imagine them like that. Then we used round flat stones to make a rock path. So they also decorated their garden. Papa said that in Japan, stones are an important part of a garden. Finally, we planted the seeds. Jill and I worked in the garden all summer. Our community grew many different vegetables. At the end of the summer, we picked enough to have a cookout. Mama brought a big pot of miso and vegetable stew. Everyone thanked Mama and Papa for their help. They brought a bit of Japan to Portland. I was so proud. So what did Kiko's family do to help their new community? What parts of their culture did they share? So what did Kiko's family do to help their community? They helped them to grow plants in small places. What parts of their culture did they share? They shared how to grow plants, probably, or indoor gardens, or Japanese garden, as they said. Okay, so now after we finished reading the lesson, this lesson is narrative nonfiction. Room to Grow is an autobiography. What do we mean by autobiography? It's a kind of narrative nonfiction. So as we said, narrative, it's when you write the sentence, or when the writer uses words such as I, me, our, we. Okay, this is what do we mean by narrative, and it tells the true story of a person's life. So this story, we can say that it is a true story. That's why we have non-fiction. Okay, and it's written by the person himself or herself who uses. That's why we have the pronouns I and me. So the writer of this story is the girl herself. So she's writing a story about herself, something that happened to her. So it's a true story. It means they are true Japanese people who moved to Portland, and this story actually happened, where they helped their community in the problem of growing plants. So this one we call it narrative nonfiction, but not any kind of narrative nonfiction. We call it autobiography. It means the story of the writer's life. Okay, that's why we call it autobiography. That was our lesson. Here I have an advice for you. If you like reading, you could try writing your own story. Writing is really nice. It's a nice hobby that you can practice anytime, anywhere. Just to start writing. Don't worry about spelling. Don't worry about random ideas. Just to start writing, and eventually this skill is going to be better and better until you master it. And maybe you will become writers one day. Nobody knows. Stay home. This is the perfect time for you to stay home and stay creative. You can be creative during this time. Stay away from the devices. Please, you are just like my children. I always ask them to put the devices aside, grab a piece of paper and a pencil and just write, draw, scribble, do anything. Just be creative. Just do something. This is my advice for you, my kids. And that's the end. Goodbye. I hope you have fun during your time staying at home. I hope you're singing and dancing and eating well. I hope you're sleeping. I hope you are having so much fun. So that's it for this video, for this lecture, and until we meet. Bye bye.